Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode. This one's going to be a simple little trick on how to keep your headlights clean during the winter months. This will keep the salt and snow and ice from sticking to your headlights and lowering the visibility down at nighttime and maybe even during daytime during blackouts. So stay tuned and I'll teach you this trick. First we can basically take a look at the headlight and see it's going to feel a little scratchy. It's going to have some, almost like a rough texture to it. It's going to feel dry. Might even have some dirt on it like mine does. You can do another series of tests. It's just a little bit of water. And you see how it almost kind of gets caught up in things. It's not really beating off nicely. It's not really moving about. And we're going to change that. Because your car gets beat up by salt and sand and rocks and dirt and debris just being launched up by cars in front of you, especially on the highway. And that creates little scratches in the surface. And dirt will get lodged up in that. And that will build up little mountains of dirt. And salt especially is really thick. And it's not going anywhere. So when you're driving in the wintertime under wet, salty conditions, salt will hit the headlight and it will stay there. Or it will travel in lines and it will stay there. So how to rectify that situation is we're going to need to put a barrier. We're going to remove a little bit of some of the debris on here. We're not going to sand and polish. That's for a different time. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this headlight really nicely with some soap and water. Maybe we can even degrease it with some dishwashing detergent and water. And we're going to clean it nicely, and then we're going to apply a layer of wax. And what that's going to do is that's going to fill in a lot of the very minute scratches in the surface area, and that's going to create a nice slick barrier so the salt and snow and ice will hit it and will bead right off. So I went ahead and took an empty bottle. You can get these at your local dollar store. It's just a basic generic squirt bottle, comes empty. And I added about a tablespoon of dishwashing detergent. And why dishwashing detergent is because it's a degreaser. It's a really good cleanup for removing old wax, and that includes your paint job, so try not to get it on your paint job. But it removes a lot of different grease and different grime, and we definitely find that on the road surfaces. So we're going to spray our headlight and remove all that grit and grime, everything from brake fluid to transmission fluid to gear oil to engine oil, everything cars kick up during a rainstorm. All right, and you're gonna actually feel after it gets really, really clean, if this starts to really drag on the headlight, it's actually really grippy. That's good. That means the headlight's actually clean. All the grime and oils are off your headlight surface. So the next thing we're gonna apply is gonna be your basic car wax. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. We're just looking for a decent layer for the next 2 to 3 months. So put a nice dollop, about the size of a quarter, is fine. And we're going to spread that about evenly and begin to rub it in. Now, if it's very cold outside by now, it might take a little bit longer to dry and haze up. So you might want to get a hair dryer out to help speed the process along. But today is actually a really nice warm day. It's about 55 degrees outside. So this should take only about a minute or two. And you can apply as many layers as you want, but eventually you're going to end up just pretty much wasting your time because you're going to be rubbing off the next layer. So we're going to let that haze up and be right back. Alright, now that it's been a few minutes, we're going to find a nice, clean, soft rag, like a chamois would be fine, and we're going to gently buff it out. Buff out that wax. And you're going to feel an absolutely huge difference on your headlight. It's going to be very, very silky smooth. And it's definitely going to look a lot shinier. You'll be able to see the reflector bowls back there a lot clearer. And you can reapply this as many times as you want. Generally 2 to 3 coats is good enough. And you should really be doing this, to be honest with you, every major season. And by major season, what I mean is every winter and every summer. Why summer? Well, sun burns headlights. It creates that nasty yellowy look on it, especially the surfaces that reflect directly from the sun. This area is not so much, but this area really gets beat up by the sun. It's, direct contact with the sun's rays. So the wax will help protect your plastic coating on the lenses. There you go. Now let's do that little water test. What I have here is a little bit of distilled water, and we're just going to pour that on. So let's pretend this is rain or water, salty water. Look at that. Just beads right off of it. Runs right off. And that's exactly what we want. We want the salty rain and snow to hit it and beat off with the speed of the car. All right, thanks guys for watching. I'm Stricken, and please be safe this winter. Stay off the roads, and if you do have to venture out, make sure you have some kind of bug out bag or a kit with some food, water, and maybe an unscented candle just in case if you got to stay warm in the car. Just make sure you put your windows down. And be safe. I do have a video on a bug out bag for a car on my channel. Check it out. All right, thanks guys. See you later.